All right, Rishi, I want to talk about something that I came across the other day while I was doing some research around product pages. I came across a product that had over 21,000 reviews. Okay. Those are a lot of reviews. And I was actually quite surprised that they just had, that number 21,000 on the top of the product page where the classic reviews section is. And that's it. The rest of the page, the rest of the product page was not even mentioning anything about the volume of reviews they had, right? And my instant reaction to that was 21,000 reviews is a lot, right? If I were to work on that product page, what I would do is I would just focus on that selling point, having 20,000 reviews as the main selling point, especially if in the customer journey, the user is comparing that product, that company, against other companies that have much less reviews. What do you think about this?
Yeah, it's a really good observation, and it allows me to now talk about something that you and I have spoken about a lot, and I think it's a very important, powerful concept. So when I'm on a product page, I always think in terms of centers of gravity. And what I mean by that is that there are certain elements on a product page that actually have a much bigger influence on conversions and also more strategic value for the business
Mhm.
than other elements. And one of the mistakes that we make is that we give the same weightage to everything, which means we say everything is equally important, so we're horizontal. The reality is that the centers of gravity forces us to say what are the three or four or two or three centers of gravity on this page. And actually the page needs to be rebuilt from the perspective of those centers of gravity. So what I would do is I would actually go back to my graphic designer, or I would go back to my marketing team, and I would say the center of gravity of this page are the fact that we have 21,000 reviews. Hey, Mr. Designer, how would you design the page so that without the user being forced to see the reviews, they have no choice? It's almost like the page is designed in a way where you can't avoid the reviews. And hey, Mr. Copywriter, how would you write the story so that the whole story is kind of referencing the reviews over and over again, right? And so that's what I would do.
Yeah, so what you're talking about is turning a product page where the user barely see that the product has 21,000 reviews into a product page that is all about the 21,000 reviews.
It's kind of like it's kind of like a dating website, right? If I am a person who's not good looking, don't have good conversations, but I'm really good at playing the clarinet, my entire profile is going to be talking about music. It's going to have pictures of me at concerts and playing instruments. It's going to even have audio samples of my, because I'm trying to play to my strengths, versus talking about things that aren't my strength. And so I think that's the way I look at it. I think this is a beautiful idea, because I think one of the traps we fall into is that we think about product pages as templates, and we say,
Mhm.
okay, it needs to be structured. Who cares? The product page's purpose is to convert the buyer. And if your asset are the 21,000 reviews, I would figure out 15 different ways in which to talk about those reviews. And in fact, even tell them that if you ever buy this product from a website that has less than 21,000 reviews, you're taking a risk. Like, do everything you can from a marketing, copywriting perspective to just keep on amplifying and drawing attention, putting the spotlight on reviews. I think it's such a wonderful insight you had.
The same concept should be applied for anything else, right? So, for example, in this case, reviews is a selling point. Having 21,000 reviews is a selling point, right?
Yeah.
Now, let's take another example. Let's take the example. This is not a very common example, but let's say that you sell a product that, Kim Kardashian promotes as celebrity, right? Well, you better have every single inch, actually every single pixel of your product page, with Kim Kardashian's face and Kim Kardashian wearing the product, whatever, using the product, whatever, because you have to remind in every single pixel that Kim Kardashian is actually promoting the product. So this is obviously an extreme example because there's not a lot of products that are being endorsed by celebrities, but it just makes you understand that if you find something that is extremely valuable in the eyes of the user, you need to double, triple, 10x down on that.
And the other thing I want to add here is that a lot of times brands will, let's go back to the Kim Kardashian example. People will say, we've already mentioned Kim Kardashian 3 times on the product page. Like it's too much. We're making it too, it's too heavy. And my response and your response to them is that have tracking in place for the discovery of that content. And you'll be shocked to learn that very, very few people actually discover it. So just because you think it's being mentioned several times on the page does not mean people are seeing it. And so you have to, and the other thing I would say is that you have to actually figure out different ways of actually talking about the same thing, because people develop like blind spots to certain ways in which things are being communicated. They kind of like for example, people know where the review section are, and oftentimes they'll, because they know where it's at, they'll kind of almost like, you need to create a pattern interrupt for them to actually notice it. So you figure out different ways of showing reviews, or talking about Kim Kardashian. I think it's
All right.
awesome. Well, guys, we would love to hear your thoughts about this. Do you disagree with us? Do you have a counter example? Can you think of someone in your world who you can share this video with? We are trying to grow the channel. We want to make as many businesses successful. So if you can think of one person, please share the video with them. We will see you back with another episode. Take care. Bye.